Hello and welcome to Austalk, the podcast about Austin FC. I am Eric.
I'm Archan.
And welcome to Austalk Ep.2. We have some great news to bring you guys today. A lot has happened in the past week. We're going to be covering the last game against Sporting Kansas City and our top scores and Q2 Stadium's hosting of the USWNT national teams, along with many other things, including the look forward to the tough game next week against LA Galaxy. So to start, we're going to review the last game against Sporting KC. Obviously, we started off very well. We had a great first 10 minutes, obviously. We got a quick goal there by Jon Gallagher, making it officially now that we have a top three scores, which we'll cover in a bit. How did you feel about the game last night, or not last night, 2 days ago, Archan?
Well, like I said, the first half was good, but then everything just fell apart in the second half, and we were not communicating, not very organized. It was really just kick and run, kick and run, kick and run, and eventually Kansas got 2 goals, and we lost. I felt like it could have been more organized. We should have got like a strategy because we were 1 man down. With 30 minutes left to play. We should have had a strategy, but we really didn't communicate it out, and we ended up having to pay for it.
Alright, well, I'm actually going to skip this topic a little bit, obviously, because we made a whole video about the post-game. So I'll put a card up on the top right corner, and you'll take a look at that if you want to watch it. It's a 10-minute video. We discuss the whole game. But we're gonna jump ahead to our top 3 scores. We have Cecilio Dominguez and Diego Fagundes tied at 2 goals, and then now we have Jon Gallagher with his 1 goal. How do you feel about those players?
Well, Fagundes is good. I really like him. He's, a good all-around player. Dominguez, I haven't really been looking at. Gallagher, first start. I don't really give him the credit for the goal. It was just a really good ball in from, I don't remember who, but that was a really good ball in.
It kind of rolled in, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it curled into him. It was a great ball, and I want to see more of those long balls. Those are the type of things that will get us goals, because in the first game, which was against LAFC, we got a lot of opportunities to cross the ball and everything, but we're not very good at finishing crosses. But then when we have people in front of goal and shooting, we can finish it, as you've seen in our goals so far. And also, Pochettino, I think, had a really good shot from outside. I'd like to see more of those, because if we're not getting pressured at the top of the box, take the shot, because we have some good shooters. And if we could really get them space and time at the top of the box and no one's pressuring them, we can score some goals from there, which can help us win games. And I've noticed that a lot, but a lot of our players are hesitant with shooting the ball, which makes sense because we're a new team coming into the MLS. But later on, we have to take those shots so we can start getting better opportunities to score.
Yeah, I was watching We Are Austin TV, and they did mention a very good point, and that being Jon Gallagher. Finally, we had a forward score for us. Obviously, Diego Fagundes and Cecilio Dominguez aren't forwards, and it's really good to see a striker doing their job. And I think that hopefully that's something that can continue. If you haven't been watching the games, obviously you might have just been looking at the scores. Jon Gallagher has had so many close chances, unbelievable. Probably if he could have committed on 50% of those, he probably would have 3 or 4 goals by now. But obviously he doesn't.
I think we're getting great chances, but we're very hesitant with shooting and
Yeah.
trying to finish,
Yeah.
which I'd like to see us be. Just fully commit. Don't be hesitant because it's fine if you miss it.
Who do you think deserves the striker position starting? Rodney Reyes or Jon Gallagher?
Well, saying that Jon Gallagher scored, I mean, I guess right now it would be him because we want our forward to be scoring goals and he has more goals. That's the forward's job, but I'm pretty sure in the long run, our other forward will definitely be the starter
Mm-hmm.
because um, I just think he's a better forward in general. He is more active as a forward, he's running around trying to get the ball. Gallagher, I just didn't really see that from. After he scored the goal, he wasn't doing much after. I don't think he got the ball much, but um, our other forward, I can see him trying to get the ball, and he
Yeah.
made a
He's
few
very
good
quick.
runs.
He runs very fast.
Yeah, he made some really good runs against LAFC. His finishing is not the best, but our whole team's finishing is still getting a lot of work done. So I
I mean,
definitely
he's
have
young.
the
He's like, what, 21, 22 years old? I don't know what you
um.
expect from
He's yeah.
a very young player like Rodney Verde is. I think that, it's too bad that the MLS isn't really world renowned for having U23 teams because I think he would be a great fit there so he can develop a little bit more in the MLS, like in America. But obviously, that's
Yeah.
not a thing. So I think if we just let him develop, maybe not have a starting position, but definitely give him some minutes, he could turn out to be a pretty decent player for Austin FC. So I think we're in a great
Yeah.
situation. We definitely have a packed team. Would you agree?
Yeah, I agree. I think we can definitely get top five, possibly in the West.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think we have a good team. I don't see why we wouldn't make the playoffs.
Okay, so next up we have a topic that I made a video about. I'll put up another card in the top right corner of that. But Q2 Stadium is going to host the U.S. Women's National Team against Nigeria on June 16th. That is probably wrong, but I probably have the wrong date, but whatever. What else is new? I didn't really have much else to say about this, but I definitely want to hear Archan's take on the this great opportunity for Q2's opening week.
Yeah, I like that we get to see a team get to play a game there, and the women's national team is really good. They're pretty much dominant in women's soccer, so I don't see why they would lose this. I expect to win, and they probably might even win the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they. I would be really surprised if they lost.
Yeah, and it's also exciting because the U.S. is holding, or Q2 Stadium is also hosting the Gold Cup, which is also very exciting. That's obviously way later in the year, and that's obviously something that's a little far from now. But I think that, continuing the talk about the U.S. women's national team would definitely be something to keep in mind. Who knows? I might even go watch the game. It may be a great game to watch. Going on to our
Yeah,
next.
maybe the Austin FC team could learn from them because they score a lot of goals a game.
Yeah, yeah. Well, going on to our next topic, we have the emergence of Brad Stuver. Now, Archan doesn't have as much to say as I do. We were talking about this before we started filming, but I think
Yeah,
I
he didn't
think
really
Brad
know much.
Stuver. I think Brad Stuver is honestly a solid option. Obviously, we're not the most. We don't have the best goalkeepers in the world, but we don't have the worst. I did not like Andrew Tarbell, and for whatever reason, Andrew Tarbell, if you're watching this, no offense to you, but I truly think Brad Stover is a lot better. I think Andrew Tarbell is very old. He's done a lot of stuff in his career, and honestly, great for him. But I want to see what Brad Stuver can do. I want to see how far can he take us into this season. Will he maintain as good as he's been doing in the past couple of matches? Who knows? I think that he'll be
Well,
fine.
yeah,
I think that
I
he'll
think he'll be
be
fine.
just fine throughout. We don't need a star goalkeeper. We just need someone who's going to hold up our team, and I think that he's honestly going to do that for us.
And honestly, I don't really care about our goalie when we because in the first half we're playing pretty dominantly, and they only get about 2 shots or 3 shots, and it's never on target. So I'm not too worried about my goalie.
All right. Well, normally I introduce these topics, but I am not. I haven't been doing this forever. So I'm actually for this next topic, I'm gonna let Archan, or actually, for the next two topics, I'm gonna let Archan bring the idea out to the floor. Give me what you got, Archan.
I'm sorry, my audio cut out for a second.
Okay. Well, anyways, for the next two
Sorry about
topics,
that, guys.
you're gonna lead this. I'm gonna give you your chance to run Austalk
Oh,
TV. So for the next two, we got
so
this.
Alex Ring. As you all know, he got a red card in this game. So first of all, talking about the way he got the red card, I think he was playing way too aggressively. Because you're probably your best player. There's no reason to play aggressively. And he was already on his last warning. I think he should have gotten the red card earlier. But we're lucky he didn't. We had the opportunity. He tried to make a flop and not get the red card, but that didn't work out. And he got the red card. Which, I'm not very happy about. I'm kind of disappointed. I think the call was fine. I don't see anything wrong with it. But now we're not going to have him for the game against LA Galaxy, if I'm correct, because I'm pretty sure a red card
Yes,
will take you out.
I checked up on that, and you are correct.
Yes,
So
yeah. So that's not really good because, he was controlling our midfield. He was a player for me to watch. I
here's
play
my
soccer.
question for you: if Alex Rings stayed in, if he didn't get the red card, if he stayed in for the rest of the match against Sporting KC, what do you think the score would have been?
I think we would have won because he's our captain, so he's the one who's talking, organizing everything. And once you lose your captain, it falls. Like an example, in Real Madrid, when they lost Sergio Ramos, they were so unorganized. Nothing was working well. It just when you have Sergio Ramos, you play well. But when you lose your captain, you're not playing well. Nothing is organized, which is why I think it's going to be it's going to be much harder for us against LA Galaxy without Alex Ring, our best player and captain, which does not help the team at all because he's the talker, he's the vocal player. Now we don't have a vocal player who can talk, which is not good for us because, as you can see, we were terrible, not organized at all in those last 20 minutes, which is why we lost the game. So yeah.
Okay, yeah, I totally agree. Do you want to introduce us on the next topic? I feel like you know a lot about LA Galaxy. You've kind of been doing your research on this part.
Yes.
Give us your lead. I'll follow your lead on this topic.
Okay. Yeah, so the LA Galaxy game, it was already going to be tough. Like, it was already going to be a hard game, close game, fought till the end. But now, it's even harder because we don't have our best player and our captain once again. So, what I like to see us do is first we have to control the midfield. Because if we control the midfield, then we won't. Then the defense doesn't have to worry too much about Chicharito, their best player, one of the best players in the MLS right now. Chicharito is a goal scorer. He knows how to score goals. If we give him too many good opportunities, he'll score and take them. And what I want us to do is also go up 1-0 early in the game and change the momentum. Because if we can go up early in the game, I think that changes our mindset and says, oh, we don't have our best player, but we're still doing good. So I want us to score early. And then, like I say, this can affect our performance against the Sounders. If we can beat LA Galaxy dominant without Alex Ring, I think we can beat the Sounders. And if we beat the Sounders, I think our season is looking really good. And then again, if we can like somehow figure out a way to lock down Chicharito, maybe like man cover him, double team him, but that all starts in the midfield. Because if the midfield loses the ball, now we don't have control of the midfield, and they can get the ball into Chicharito, which we don't want. So if we can control the midfield, which will be harder with Alex Rick, but I think it's still doable because we have some good midfielders. We have Pochettino, who is, I think, our second best player because he's a smart player. He knows where to be in the field. He's in the right places a lot, which is why we also have Fagundes, our goal scorer. If we can get the ball to Fagundes and Pochettino and let them play our forward, then I think we're set.
So something we're gonna talk about because this is like a topic about games, and I haven't made a video about this game at all yet. So there's a few things that I want to cover. Two of them have nothing to do with this game. First of all, I want to apologize to some people because some people did say, Eric, why did you not talk about the fact that Ben Sweat had a season-ending injury in the last episode? First of all, I hope Ben Sweat, with all my heart, I hope you get better. I know you've for the longest time have played in Florida. You're a Florida player, and I hope you stay in Texas, man. I love you. My dad was so sad. There's something about him, and he doesn't even like soccer that much. But I hope you get better, man. You played great in your first two games. So, along with
Yeah, I
that,
know it's sad to see someone get injured like that because we're starting MLS. He's probably so happy that he's on the team, but injuries happen, or and then it can really hurt. Which is why I feel really bad. It's only the second game. If it were in the season, it would have been not as worse because he got to play, but it's even worse because it's so early.
okay, my next question would be with Alex Ring. I know right now we're without Alex Ring, but with Alex Ring, do you think we would beat the LAFC? Because now we're a little more developed. We're not totally lost. It seems like we have better chemistry now than we did week one.
Well, not really. It will definitely still be harder, like I said, but I would like to, honestly, because Alex Ring is gone, I'm kind of happy because I'd like to see. I'm obviously not happy, but this is an opportunity to show how we can do without Alex Ring. And if we can do good without Alex Ring, I would be really proud. Even if we lose this game 2-1 or whatever. If we lose this game 2-1 and we're dominating the game, that is fine with me. I just want to see us give a good fight against LA Galaxy. I'm fine with the loss, but I don't want to have another game like Sporting Kansas City where we get unorganized in the last 20 minutes. We're up 1 goal and we get conceded 2 and then we lose. I do not want to see that.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, not much other to say there.
All right. Well, I think that's enough for that topic. Our final thing is way too early. Way too early. Way too early. Prediction for the end of year. What are your thoughts?
Okay. Well, definitely gonna make the playoffs. I hope so.
Well, that's
we'll
both coming out because right now we're actually sitting outside of the playoffs. But hopefully we can get back in there.
4 games in.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
totally.
Top 7. Okay. So if we can't make top 7 in our first year, I would be disappointed actually because we have a good team. And if we can't make top 7, then we're not putting our team to its highest potential. So I think we're going to be sitting around 5th or 6th, definitely nowhere near top 3.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we're going to be sitting here 5th or 6th. I'm not going to give an exact record prediction yet because I don't even know how many games we have in total, to be honest. So yeah.
I think I would say 7th or 8th. Very solid though. I think that it would be difficult for us to get higher than 7. I'm gonna be 100% honest, but we may turn it around. We may still be adjusting to the MLS as a team. I just don't see it happening that we get above 7. I still think but I don't see it likely that we're gonna get under 8. So I think 7 or 8 would be my guess. Well,
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty reasonable.
my last question is from a year ago. Do you think that U.S. soccer, men's soccer, has gotten better or worse?
Um, well, it's if we can you're talking about the U.S. national team, right?
U.S. national team and just like soccer in general, for us to stop looking like a joke.
Yeah, if we can make the World Cup, I'll be proud. And if we can get past the group stage, that would be even better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because something that you need to notice is that I'm not even gonna to the slightest compare the U.S. to England, but most of the players that are in the Premier League do not come from England. They come from other places in the world. Not really the U.S. Hopefully, as the years go by, more players from the U.S. can get to the Premier League. Obviously, my real hope is that the great players that are developed in the U.S. actually get to the MLS, but that's in my
Yeah.
head,
No.
way
But
out of this.
we do have Christian Pulisic. We have Christian Pulisic playing in the UCL final. So I'm proud of him. He was actually a pretty big factor in the Chelsea game. So yeah, that's nice.
I'm excited to see where we go in the next couple of years. The U.S. men's national team has been so solid in friendlies recently that I think they may actually do pretty good. And who knows,
Yeah, they
maybe
will.
in 5 to 10 years they'll be somewhere around Mexico. That's probably a way too hot take, but we'll see. Alright, well, I think we're gonna head out of here. Any last words, Archan?
Yeah, those are pretty. Not really any last words. Just hopefully we can do good without Alex Ring against LA, LAFC. If we can get a win against LAFC, I'll be so happy, and then I'll know that we have a good future ahead of us. So yes.
Alright, well, I have no last words. I think we've covered a lot in today's podcast. If you enjoyed, as always, hit the like button and subscribe. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next week. Verde out.